10. So this one's titled The Pivot. And it's only a slight pivot, but I think it's going to be kind of the determining factor in the direction of our company. So Archi was always, even when we were doing, medical students, we're just trying to become the most student-focused company, similar to how Amazon is the most customer-focused company. We want to just completely hone in our students, make everything to help them. And I was kind of sitting around thinking, I don't really know exactly, I can kind of get a good idea of what medical students need, but I don't really know exactly what they need. So the pivot is going to be switching from medical students to college students, specifically the college I go to, which is Long Beach State. And so very similar to how Facebook first started, where it's just Harvard. It's just going to be like a community feed or thread of, helpful content from Cal State Long Beach students. And other people can go on and ask questions, then you can get community answers. The rest of it is still going to stay the same. We're still going to try and get, have students be able to monetize by, helping out, and then they'll be able to build courses obviously down the line. But we're just slightly shifting the community portion. I just think it's also better to get more people on the site, right? Because I live right here, right? I live in Long Beach, and I can kind of, get a lot of people on the site. I have a lot of connections. I don't really know that many medical students. I don't really know that many medical professionals. So from all standpoints, when I was thinking about it, it just kind of seemed like a no-brainer to switch to that. And then also our interns go to Long Beach State. So, everyone that's working on the site can build it in a way that they would use it, if that makes sense. So they're all going to Long Beach State. They're like sophomores, juniors, seniors, whatever. All of us are students, and all of us go to the school, and we know what would kind of help us. Yeah, it's helpful when you make a product for yourself, because the main goal is to keep the user in mind, like hone in on your user. That's why we're going to become the most student-focused company. So I think it's a good switch. Now, for the book I was reading the past couple weeks is The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz. It really put into perspective where this company is going, and the type of stress levels, the type of environment, the type of situation I'm thrusting myself into. And one of the great quotes I heard from Hermosi is, thinking it's going to be easy makes it harder than it was ever supposed to be. And so I think this book by Ben Horowitz really put me into perspective. Like, this was a guy that ran his startup through the dot-com bubble, had to fire and switch and sell his company and go into a different, complete new company, and then all of his employees thought he was an idiot, and then he still sold a $1 billion company. So it's like, he talks about how it was to go through it, and I think it's a good frame of mind to know that going into it. Like, if you were going to war, like true war, like you're going on the battlefield front lines, would you rather just go in oblivious, and then you hear gunshots and then you get freaked out as soon as you hear it and then your ears go numb? Or would you rather go into it saying, no, I know people are going to be shooting at me, and either I'm going to get hit or the person next to me is going to get hit. I'm fucking ready for it. Let's go. And I think that's the frame of mind I needed, and now I can truly push towards the goal. So I'm definitely grateful for it. And there's also a lot of other tidbits in it, about how to solve hard things and different pitfalls that I would have fell into had I not read that. So definitely grateful I read it, and it's definitely a book I'll come back to, and I highly recommend it. But there's also a course I found from Y Combinator on YouTube, and it just, it's some of the best entrepreneurs ever go into, different things that they learned along the way. So I'm in the process of that. So I'm super thankful for all these people that give back and give all this knowledge back. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this. And yeah, just super grateful for all of it, but extremely excited for the future. So it's spring break for us for school, and it's interesting. A lot of my friends go do whatever they do. They go party, whatever, go to different cities. And this was the first time when I had a close group of friends that didn't ask me to go party with them. And it's interesting because, every time they would ask me, I would tell them, like, dude, I'm focused. Like, I'm not doing that. But then once they don't ask you and then you hear about it from someone else, then it's like, it's weird because you still feel left out, but you're glad that they respect your decision. So it's a very interesting dichotomy, and it's a tough emotional battle to fight. But I think for me and for anyone else who's watching this who wants to be the disciplined version of yourself, we just have to remind ourselves that you can't blame them for the decision that you made, right? You made the decision to be the person that didn't go out, that was focused on, whatever you're focused on. And it's tough, but we're in it together, so talk soon.